So, welcome to another episode of the Knowledge Money series. I started an a series on the MSKI Revolution, which is basically my story, and I believe it will inspire someone out there, or it will help someone take action on what they felt God has dropped in their hearts or witnessed in their hearts for a while now. So, I shared a bit about my story, and you can watch that episode for that. But I ended the last episode by saying the second thing God impressed in my heart, which is build an empire around marketing, sales, and the knowledge industry. So, let me continue the journey. Um, as I was rounding off medical school, graduating as a medical doctor at 24 years of age, I started I think around I was 16 plus. But because of the unique system of the medical school I attended, I had a BSc in anatomy as I was along the lines of my 7 years in medical school. So that is an intercalated system. So after the first 4 years or so, I got a BSc in anatomy and continued my journey into the MBBS, which is the Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery that I had signed up for. So basically, as I was rounding up, I got to know about a particular business model called affiliate marketing. And at that time, I signed up on a platform. I'm not going to mention the name, but it was really popular at that time. And I was impressed because I saw people that had created courses, people that had created coaching programs, masterminds, upload their courses and programs on a central platform where several people known as affiliates go and promote that particular program. I was amazed. And I started also affiliating for some of them, and money started coming in again in a higher threshold this time around. And so I started seeing greater potentials because they were not on that platform, they were not even selling anything physical. It was purely digital formats. And when I say digital formats, I mean PDFs and online courses, bundles, things like that. That's what they were selling. That's what they were selling. And so I saw that, wow, by doing this, if I can scale it to distribution, there's no limit to how much wealth can be created from it. And so the year after, the year after this, now I was already in, I started my house job, and that house job was a very, very interesting season for me. Why was it interesting? It was interesting because the particular hospital where I went to do my house job was a military hospital. And in that particular place, of course, the work ethic was amazing, amazing. But it also had its impact on me psychologically, especially because I wasn't particularly in love with medicine. Now, you need to just excuse me on that one. I just knew that I had the abilities intellectually. I knew that medicine was more about consistency. And so I never even had it. I never had one receipt in medical school. I never had one receipt. It was about consistency. I didn't, in fact, I did a lot of things around ministry, impacting lives, teaching on purpose and healing, intercessions. And so many times I would stab a lot of classes. So it was not exactly my passion, but I didn't have any receipts, and it was by the mercies of God. I'll talk about that some other time. And so during house job, which is a compulsory 1 year internship program after you finished and graduated as a doctor from medical school, I didn't have time to sell. I didn't have time to grow even in my mastery in knowledge monetization, sales, and marketing. So that 1 year period, I wasn't really doing so much. Just a little here, a little there. Anytime I am on duty, and okay, let me just say this: there were several times I was on duty, but I would sell my call, even though I wasn't even having so much salary. I was paid at that time 171,000 per month. I would sell my call duties so that I can rest because there were some postings that were back to back. Very, very stressful. In fact, I was having psychological burnout in some postings from 10 a.m. in the morning. But back to what I'm saying. I didn't have enough time, but during those periods, I would just make a little sales here, a little sales there. And so my systems and my confidence in the system of knowledge monetization started dropping. I was paying back loans I had gotten because my parents retired. They did their best. They are doing it. They did their best. But the fees were so much. It was a private university, and of course, medicine in private school was in several millions every year. And so I had to, what's the word now? Pay back loans with my salaries. And the one I was, kind of like using to hold body in quotes was the money coming in from the knowledge businesses. And at that time, it was not really enough because of the time I had to be able to sell. And so the system started collapsing a little bit. And that's why even after I finished medical school, there was a period, a low moment. After I finished my house job, there was a low moment because I wasn't able to continue for a while. And I also did not want to work as a medical doctor. Watch out for part 3 of this series. Enjoy the rest of the money series.